Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Imana Amawe. Coming up on the program, fuel queues persist in different parts of the country, dampening the mood for many as the Christmas holidays are just days away. The federal government launches the digital switch over in Kaduna State. And Rivers State begins shore protection in 5 communities. Compliments of the season, and welcome to the program that brings you news from the length and breadth of Nigeria. We begin with the fuel situation across the country as residents in Ondo, Anambra, Rivers and Enugu states battle to get the scarce PMS. The Department of Petroleum Resources insists the situation is artificial.
Push to start. This time it's push to queue. Not for engine failure, but lack of fuel. Vehicles, small and great, with empty tanks and long faces. This is Anambra State, where the fuel scarcity has a domino effect of increase in pump price of petrol.
I have been in total filling station for past 2 hours now. So before getting to my turn, the fuel in the tank is exhausted.
We are calling on the government to look into it and see what they can do so as to stop the suffering of the masses.
The principal secretary to the state governor calls for sanction of Erring marketers.
Is it beyond us to take a statistics of people, outlets that sell during this Christmas, despite the coalition of them to hoard, and then begin to sanction those who don't sell?
It's a cat and mouse game for some defaulters in Enugu State who shut down operations by day, then opened the filling stations by night to sell at exorbitant prices. The Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, have sealed no fewer than 7 petrol stations in Enugu State for hoarding product. In Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, the zonal coordinator of the DPR says the scarcity is artificial.
We have on record that they received 40,000 liters yesterday, and we cannot find out the 40,000, so we are sealing it off.
Tempers flare at this filling station, even as the DPR inspects petrol stations. And some get the hammer. In Ondo State, as the motorists queue with their cars, so consumers queue with their kegs. A mad dash to jostle for position, resulting in this melee. Meanwhile, the motorists continue to lament.
Some filling stations do have fuel, but they don't want to sell, and I don't know why.
And the DPR continues to seal.
We sealed up to 10 stations. We sanctioned up to 10 stations. And all the necessary fines are being put on those stations.
As the country continues to wait for decisive action from the federal government, Christmas holidays barely 2 days away, and still fuel scarcity persists, is no laughing matter.
Well, it's barely days to Christmas, and the major concern for many Nigerians is the shortage of petrol. This next report takes a look at preparations ahead of the festivities.
2 days to Christmas, but the mood on the street is not convincing for the celebrations. Fuel queues hit petrol stations despite the calling of a strike embarked upon by the Union of Petroleum Workers. As if that is not enough, civil servants in some states in the country are groaning over unpaid salaries. Traders at the popular modern market in Makurdi, Benue State capital, record low Christmas sales.
The market sales is poor because there is no money in the town. There is no money. They said they didn't pay them. So I don't know where they will get the money from.
The usual hustle and bustle that characterizes the Yuletide in markets in Osun State in the southwest region of the country is lost. Traders say there is reduction in the price of foodstuff, but that's not enough to attract buyers.
this year Christmas is not, I won't call it a Christmas. So many people are outside, no money to buy anything. The economy is just too bad, very bad. So the sales this year, there's no sales. Let me say the sales, there's no sales at all.
It's a different ball game in Bauchi State in the northern part of the country. Civil servants throng banks. They received credit alert of their December salary. ATM machines across the state also witnessed an unusual visit.
It helps us because without the money we cannot do anything now. At least as for me now, I did not buy anything for my children. It's today, maybe tomorrow, next tomorrow I will start. Because it says today that I received my alert. I just went to bank this morning and cash the money.
The concern in Delta State is simple. To ease traffic, the police command in the state flags up Operation Free Flow of Traffic at the Asaba end of the Niger Bridge. Travelers traversing through Asaba to the southeast, south-south and southwest for the Christmas celebrations may now heave a sigh of relief from the usual gridlock during the Yuletide.
Our work now is to make sure that everything is in place, pleading for cooperation, especially from members of the public, commuters, drivers alike, to please adhere strictly to driving routes, traffic routes, so that the place, you do not have the kind of gridlock that you used to have in the past.
It's different strokes for different folds across the country, but most importantly, the people look forward to a Christmas celebration without hardships.
In the meantime, there's an assurance coming from the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Maikanti Baru. He says efforts are on to end the crisis. According to him, the corporation has doubled efforts to supply petrol from about 27 million to 80 million litres per day since the scarcity in the supply chain was noticed. Dr. Baru said this in Abuja before the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the corporation and the Benue State government on the Agasha Guma biofuels projects.
I'm happy to say that we've seen the worst and it's finished. And I drove around yesterday night, at least around Abuja, and there wasn't a single queue. We ordinarily should be able to sustain the supply by 700 trucks a day. But at one point we were supplying over 2,000 trucks a day, and we kept it. Your Excellency, I want to reassure the people of Benue State and the whole of the country that NNPC has over 30 days stock of petrol in its tanks and will continue to float and pump products into the market and ensure that the yellowtail period is celebrated with all the pomp and pageantry that is done, that was done last year and will be done this year too by God's grace.
When we come back after this break, the Department of Petroleum Resources will shed some light on the fuel crisis. Stay with us for details.